Your journey never stops. A new adventure awaits you just a few clicks away. A road trip or vacation, a time to connect with those we care about. We take on the hassle so you don't have to. We are here to give you the freedom to go places. Whoop a car. Rent a car in a few clicks.
Hello and welcome to Whoop a Car Talks. And you know at Whoop a Car we give you the freedom to go places. My name is Mr. Day and today I'm the guest host. Funny story, the last time I was here I was a guest, but today I'm the host. So levels don't change. Now, today we are going to have a very special conversation as is the Father's Day edition. And we want to delve into matters you've probably thought before, but haven't had the chance to speak on. So if you're a father, you're a mother, you're an upcoming father, this is out there for you. We are talking about fatherhood. And usually when we speak about fatherhood, the main thing that comes up is provision and making sure bills are paid, rent is paid, school fees is paid. But today we want to ask a very, very thought-provoking question. Is provision alone enough? That is what we want to speak about today. And really, what does it mean to be a very present father? Is it about being physically available, emotionally connected, or there is something else that we are yet to discuss? To help us explore that, I'm joined by two incredible guests with very different fatherhood journeys. First, we have a very fly-looking man sitting right here. We have Jay Kojo Daasebre, popularly known as JKD. JKD is a media personality and a brand new dad, brand new tier robber. And he's experiencing fatherhood from a completely fresh experience. We're also joined by Stephen Banguu Wobnyine. Okay. He's a publisher, he's a single parent, and a caregiver to an autistic son. His journey also offers a unique perspective on presence, sacrifice, and parenting. Gentlemen, thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having us.
Awesome. So let's get right into it. I want to start with a very, very simple question. When you think about your own father, and what do you remember most? Is it the things he provided or the moments he was present? I'll start with you, JKD.
This is a touchy question. It's a touchy question because throughout my whole life, my biological father was never present in my life. I mean, if I say never present, I mean the presence itself. All right. So due to a few things, I would just get to hear from him once in a while. You know, sometimes he would just probably send what, quote unquote, behind the scenes, I know, oh yes, he's providing for me, and I respect that. So I would give kudos to him. I mean, regardless, I've just, pushed my things with him already, so we were cool. That's in my heart, we're cool. And then also give kudos to anyone who's played a fatherly role in my life, especially to Mr. Samuel Amankwa, who happens to be my foster dad. And so the good and bad of it all, what I would say is, from my dad, my biological dad, I think the bad side would be anger issues that I feel personally right now. Probably I might have taken that. But shouts to my wife though. She fine-tuned me with regards to that.
But if I'm getting you right, Mr. Amankwa was your foster dad.
Is my foster dad.
It's your foster dad,
yeah.
Okay. By your biological father. So what was Mr. Amankwa doing that your biological father wasn't doing? What was the difference?
So the difference is that my biological dad, I mean, for funny reasons, wasn't present. You get it. So Mr. Mankwa, I would say, was present. Okay. So, I mean, after I lost my mom, I had to fall back to family, and it was a lot of issues. So Mr. Mankwa was the one who took me in as his son. He has 4 sons. Unfortunately, one passed. So when I came in, I became the 5th one in there. So like more like the 3rd born in there. And for that record, I mean, I would say that he was there as a father presently. Also, whether he had, some TikToks with my biological dad, that's about them, because though they are not blood brothers, they are friends. You get it. So, I mean, for me, behind the scenes, I was too little to even know what was happening or the connection that was going on. All I didn't know that at least for some time, definitely my father will come into the picture. You get it. I get to, talk to him once in a while or that. But if I should say a fatherly figure who was present, as in this is the man I call my dad, then I can equally just say that was Mr. Mankwa. So I hope you get a difference.
I get a difference, clearly. We'll get back to that story.
Yeah,
Stephen, what about you?
My father was off and on. In fact, when I was 6 years, miraculously, my father vanished. Something like my grandmother came to visit us. And then when she was going, my father said he was going to escort her and never came back.
Your father, he just said
Yes.
he was going to escort, and that was
Yes,
it.
never came back.
How many years ago?
Oh, that was somewhere 1981. Then there was no telephone and all that.
things, no
So
social media.
my grandmother came to visit. But what I could remember when I was a little boy, I quite remember my father taking me to my first day in school.
Okay.
In fact, he escorted me. And for what I know, he was kind of very free and a very humble person, very responsible. But miraculously, the old lady came, and then I don't want to say maybe kidnapped him, but he went with the old lady. But later years, when I was 12 years, my mother took me to my uncle. My uncle took me to him.
So he was there.
He was there.
Wow.
The funny thing is that per what my senior brother here is saying, I mean, in one way or the other, though his father wasn't there, I mean, moved away, he was still there. In one way or the other, they are still there. So it's an on and off situation. So I would
I want
side
to
with him.
understand. So have you, to this point, had any explanation about
Why he
the
left.
circumstances? Because I'm struggling to
understand
that he just disappeared, but he's there. But
Okay.
has there been a conversation?
He told my mom that he was from Ashanti region, knowing very well that he's from Upper West region. So along the line, my mother got to know because he married my mom before they gave birth to us. So like there was some kind of silent fight within them. When my mom came, my grandmother came, and then my mom realized that this man lied to her. He couldn't stand the pressure.
Okay.
So he had to follow the mom to the north.
Okay.
Without telling my mom anything.
Okay. Now, I think for the next question I'm about to ask, I believe I already know the answer. But let's still test it out and see.
Okay.
Can a father be... Let me give you a background. So, generally, the way we men are built, I mean, in the Bible and everything, a man is to provide.
Yeah.
I even have this joke where I say that I feel like with my wife, okay, my wife will say that, oh, you work too much, you are not around. And I tell her that if I stay home, we poor, right?
Yeah.
And as a man, I know that there is this inbuilt pressure. That balance between staying at home so your children can have you around and then going out to fend for your family. Now, with this background in mind, what I want to understand is, can a father be physically present at home but still absent as a parent? What are your thoughts?
Okay. You know, fatherhood in itself is very demanding. And it's unless one wants to just ignore or play ignorant, you can't leave one and focus on one. You have to play both. Because your children need you, and you also need to feed
Take
them.
care of them, exactly.
So if you decide to stay at home, you become a useless father,
Exactly.
and you'll be a laughing stock. And if you also decide to go and not, being present, what will happen is that your children may grow and not even know their father.
Exactly. And that's why when the footballers, when they make it, they have fathers. But you
yeah.
see that they will take their mothers
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
travel.
Yeah.
Anyway, what share your thoughts? Let me hear from you.
I respect every single father. And in fact, I didn't get to understand what fatherhood meant
So you had your own
until
child.
I had my own child. And I'm a fresh dad.
Yes.
Wow.
And I can literally just, out of this conversation, I can just sit down and now ask both of you, how did you guys even do it in the first place?
Wahala.
Because it's learning on the job. That's one. Two, it's like, okay, you've also heard so many stories from other fathers. Three, you've experienced your own biological father, and you keep on asking yourself questions. I mean, when we were kids, on and off, you are like, but that cry, what's up? Like, what's happening? So I don't fault them at all. At all. I don't. That's why I keep on saying that when somebody has maybe an issue with their dads or anything, I just sit back. Obiani nedie, you get it, yes. But to the question now, yes, I think fatherhood is a coat of many colors, where you're supposed to be in between. You're supposed to become some way, somehow, a rainbow. You're supposed to play all colors. You're supposed to be at a particular time and know that at this particular time I need to stop and go and fetch something somewhere. Because I don't know about other men, but for me, sitting down home is like is something for me. Yes, and even with our jobs too as well, it's quite demanding as well. So at the end of the day, you ask yourself, how do you do this? I think it's also just about apportioning of time, and also knowing very well that, hey, at the end of the day, I need to be a jack of all trades. If I could even break myself into 10, I just need to do it, because at the end of the day, if you don't fulfill this part, there'll be a vacuum. If you don't fulfill this part, there'll also be a vacuum. So the Lord is our strength.
The Lord is our strength. And just to share a personal experience from mine as well, I really, really resonate with what you said earlier about the fact that when you started having children, you kind of forgave your dad for things. Because my dad was a Presbyterian pastor. He passed away January 2023. May he so rest
in perfect peace.
But my dad was someone I always looked up to. And he actually put in the efforts. He was a busy man, but he put in the effort to spend time with. Because I remember, in my memory, being in my dad's office. Okay, there was a time I even went to write. I used felt pen to destroy the chair, so he had to pay for that swivel chair. But in any case, I was in my dad's office from time to time, and all of that. So I remember being in those spaces as well. Now, in terms of handling everything, like you mentioned, external things, your job, even handling your marriage, and then now being a father, and then making money and all of those things, I already respected my dad, but I had major respect for my dad after I had my first child 8 years ago.
Yeah.
Right? It was a humbling experience for me. That at the end of the day, society has, as a man already, even let's take away the fatherhood, as a man, society doesn't have a space for men to complain. Or to talk about their issues. So we are kind of suffering in silence. But because of Adam and Eve, we are supposed to be that. And so you find a lot of men carrying a lot of burdens, a lot of weight on themselves. Everybody around just wants daddy or just wants husband to fulfill their duties. Or your boss wants you to fulfill your duties. However, your mental health is in shambles, but you can't even speak on it because be a man. You're a father. This is what you're supposed to do and everything. So I really appreciate that we're having this conversation, but I really also understand where you are coming from, and I can really relate to it. Now, a lot of fathers, usually when you ask a father, why are you not spending time at home, or why are you not always home, the response you are likely to get is, because I'm working hard for my family. At what point does that become an excuse for emotional distance? At what point does it become an excuse? Who wants to go first?
I don't think is an excuse. I feel, as you rightly said early on, I feel it's about time that, I mean, if anyone, as a father, if anyone who is around you, maybe your family members, your wife, your in-laws, if they get to understand the role of a father, I think they'll let you off the hook. It's not about being, it's not an excuse, because they are the same people that if you sit at home, they'll just go like quote unquote. Na bema out if you know you're dang. You get it?
Yes.
You get me? I mean, for a longer period, maybe of course, I mean, some companies, we need to also look into that. I'm talking about paternity leave and all that. So some companies might not even give you a paternity leave at all. Some may give you probably like a 1 week or 2 weeks. Others would liberate you. You get me? But after that, whilst you're sitting at home, sometimes as a man, you will just be itching that, oh no, you know what? You get it? And then come back. At least when you are coming back, you know you are coming back with something at least. And that is appreciated. But when you are at home and nothing is being done, maybe the gas gets finished, your wife pays for it. Electricity gets finished, your wife pays for it. This is finished, your wife pays for it. And some way, somehow, even when you are out, as soon as you start receiving a text, please, on your way home, buy so.
I thought it was only me.
No. Oh, my brother, we're in the same soup. I think this conversation, we should have it with every father.
Every father, yes.
Because it's by default. Yes, I know crampo. Oh, Beffy crampo na yama list no crampo now yama show.
Yes.
But out of the list, even if it's 10 and you can get 2 out of it, and you have an understanding wife, you have an understanding family, they will appreciate you, because it's not that easy. So for me, I don't think there is a point where it becomes an excuse. It's just not an excuse. It's by default. You just have to find means and ways to provide.
Chief.
Yeah, I think, you know, the society we find ourselves in will not even permit that a man should sit at home without, taking care of paying bills and other things. You can't, even if you want to. But let's just say, for instance, even light bill, feeding, even the cost of living, just like your kid will get up in the morning, they will go to school, You have to, even looking at them dressing up, if you don't take care, you even have BP. Because the stress alone, you will have sleepless night if you can't even cater for them. So you have to force out to do whatever you have to do to take care of them. Because, as a man, it is our responsibility, as we all know, that we have to carry our family on our shoulder, whether the women helped or not. You as a man, people see you even more than the woman. Immediately you become irresponsible. Everyone notices that, this man is not responsible. Look at how the children are living. So it is not an excuse, but rather it is something that it's a calling. That's how I should put it. If you sit at home to take care of your children, that it means that they will give you a name that, Obama way there or your Kwajufo. In my situation, I don't know, my situation is a little bit difficult to explain, because I play the role of a mother and I play the role of a father as well.
Okay.
And in fact, sometimes it becomes so difficult that, just imagine, you can't go anywhere without your boy.
Yes.
And he followed you. One time you are going with him, and immediately you blink, he's off.
He's somewhere. Let me come in a bit, especially on your unique journey. Okay. It hits me right now when you said you are playing the role of both mother and father, right? Now, are there some things you do that people praise you for? With the background that you are a man, but you are doing this, something that typically mothers would do, that you do and you get praise for?
A lot.
Give me two.
Okay. The first thing is just like cooking for him every day, twice a day. And bathing him every day.
Will you say, in your opinion, that because of that, the bar has been set too low for men? Because, for example, the man and the woman are both parents of the child. But some way, somehow, if the mother does certain things, it's normal. But if the man or the father does those things, this man is a good father. In your opinion, do you think the bar has been set too low for men?
I don't think it has been set too low for men. The reason being that, as we stated earlier on, a man have to go and hustle and bring it.
Yes.
So going out, hustling or working hard to feed your family, and then coming back again to come and do the house chores, cleaning and doing that, and doing other things in the house, it's kind of like it becomes abnormal. You understand? Even though it's normal, but it becomes abnormal that you go and do all this thing and come and also play the part of a woman, or a part of a wife or a mother for your children.
JKD, do you agree with what he's saying?
Yes. I think this setting the bar low and it's kind of some way for me, because it depends on the lens you're looking at. Okay. For me, I'm looking at this point that for every man out there, and for every father for that matter, I mean, setting standards or whatever, or praising them, is much more like encouragement in one way or the other. Most likely. Because thing here is, if if that is not done, because it's just a normal, it's by default that, oh yeah, mothers are supposed to take care of the baby, they are the caregivers, they are the primary caregivers, but then men are the ones supposed to be the providers. So if naturally you are praising the man that, oh, you are doing well, you are taking care of this, I think there's a shift in transition now.
Okay.
So it's much more the quotations should be of more like maybe the word helping should not come in there. It should more like co-parenting, or better still, giving care together.
Okay.
So there's a mind shift there, all right, and the transition is moving. So if maybe you are saying a thank you to somebody, you are not saying a thank you to a father for helping. You're saying a thank you to a father for doing his part.
Yeah. And something you said previously about some of the words we use. I've had some fathers who, oh, you call him bro. What are you doing? What's up? What do they do? Said, oh, I'm babysitting my child. Babysitting. Babysitting is a term for and someone who is not the parent taking care of the child. Okay. But as a parent, and I think it fits into the conversation about how, for some reason, we, as men or as fathers, our goal or our duty is to provide for the family. So in a certain way, the family is outside of us. In a way, when we say it like that, the family is outside of us. And we are providing for the family. So the family is made up of the children and the wife.
Yeah.
Okay. But the mother is her duty to take care of the family. But we are providing for the family. So sometimes it makes us look like we are standing outside
the box
of that family.
Yeah.
And even in our conversations, we infer that we are outside and we are not in there. Okay. And it's something that I believe that over time
I think it's a historical
something.
It's a historical thing. It's words that have been there. It's something that has come to be accepted.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That leads me to my next question. So you would agree with me? And how old is your child?
Oh, she's 5 months.
5 months.
Yeah.
So new time father.
Fresh.
And how old is your child?
I have two.
2. Okay. So
Yeah.
how is the first one?
11.
11. So you've been a father for 11 years. You've been a father for 5 months. I've been a father for 8 years. I have 2 boys, one
Okay.
8 and one 5.
Okay.
Now, you agree with me that we are not the same as our fathers. Today, fathers in today's generation are different.
Yeah.
In fact, I dare say that today's generation of fathers are, in quotes, softer than our fathers.
When you say softer, what do you mean?
So, I think that a typical dad back in the day, provider, yes, you pay your fees, you do everything for you. But that emotional connection was lacking. There are lots of people whose fathers were not playing football with them, were not helping them with homework, were not coming to hold them and hug them when they were sad. Okay, we're not. Do you tell your son I love you?
I don't.
You don't. You tell. I mean, no, you are now starting.
I'm part of the new ones that you are talking about.
I'm the old guy.
Yeah, but you know something. African
dads
have
exactly
their own way of
saying I love
saying
you.
that I love you, that the child will understand.
Who understand?
Yes.
You know, sometimes even leaving the leftover for you to even eat is a sign of love. Because
do you agree?
I will agree.
Okay.
I will agree.
But when your child is of age, will you tell your child I love you?
Yes, why
Frequently?
not? Yes, why not?
Because a lot of us, many fathers now didn't have that from their fathers.
Yes, of course.
What I'm describing is a new generation of fathers who are not. I don't think my father would, if my father were crying or was frustrated when he was alive, when I was little, I don't think he would let me see that. He was of a certain era where you don't show weakness to your children. But fathers today, we don't mind being vulnerable with our children, letting our children understand that it's okay to be vulnerable as well. And I'm just trying to say, do you think that with this new direction we are going, because I'm sure your child is a boy?
No, she's a girl.
Is a girl. If you do have a son and he becomes a father, I'm sure he's even going to be. And I'm not using the word soft as a derogatory term. I'm using the word soft as the opposite of hard, like hey. You know, so soft in this term is more understanding, open, vulnerable.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking that our sons are going to be softer fathers than we are because of the way the world is going.
Yeah, I mean, it's a different generation. Now you get on social media, for instance, and you get to see even fathers probably crying, and then the child will come and ask, Daddy, why are you crying? You know, that kind of thing. So that era is clear. You get it. I mean, even with my daughter who is 5 months, I literally can just see the connection of just picking her up and just saying I love you, and then she stops crying. You get it. So for me, it's a different thing altogether. We would have wished that our fathers did the same to us. That, at the point where you know very well that this is happening, and then they can actually just say, oh, no, I love you. You get me? But some of us didn't get that. Some of us will get that maybe once in a blue moon.
Okay.
You get it?
Okay.
And maybe my dad, for example, my biological dad will not tell you, I love you. He will tell you, my boy. And that will signal you that, like, I love you, like, Charlie. You know, I did for you. You get it. Or he might. What I used to even get to know that my dad used to be there, even when I'm on a call with him, whether he's on and off, would be like, oh, my boy, let's see how it goes. For me, that term alone, he used it a lot. And I felt like that was him reassuring me that he's still in the picture. He's still there. I still love you. You get it. Although I didn't get the words, I love you.
Okay. So I think it fits into your point that there are certain expressions, right?
But you see, the reason why our fathers were cautious of that expression is mainly use I loved you. Why do you best say?
Explain that more to me. What do you mean that what do you best say?
To say, like, immediately they use the word I love you. One, you will be on top of the world, like, utume or there. And there are things that you are supposed to do, and you may not. So you may not take it serious.
You are saying that the I love you, if we are keeping it simple, the I love you removes the discipline.
Yes.
Okay.
That is then.
That is then. Okay.
But now, because of how the world is moving, is kind of, let's say, emotional expression or something to the child. Those days, when it comes from your father, that means that even your father himself would not even tell the wife that I love you. It was real those days.
Okay.
Chocolates of you,
so it's not just about the children. It's about even the. Okay, I understand.
Immediately they start softening up. They think they become less of a man.
Okay, but today, will you do that for your child?
Oh, I do sometimes, but not
all the time.
Really, not all the time, but not also just opening up, as he said, telling him that I love you. Sometimes I ask you, do you know that Daddy loves you? And you say yes.
Yes. Okay.
So it's a question.
It's a question.
It's a question.
I was privileged. I didn't get I love you, but my father constantly, from when I was very little to around the time he passed away, constantly, every time I call my father, every time I have a conversation with my father, I'm proud of you.
Oh, but well, that's the I love you.
I feel like personally it's even stronger than the I love you, because what I'm proud of you did for me as a person is that it gave me a very high self-esteem.
Yeah.
And so in all the things I do, I feel like I can't fail, because my father was so proud of me, that kind of thing. And I feel like it goes a long way to build the personality and the mentality of the child.
Just to add to what you were saying, I think it's even with a man-to-man thing. What you're feeling, even my spiritual father. I mean, we all have fathers in different disciplines. My spiritual father, for instance, if my spiritual father should call me right now and say, JKD, I'm proud of you. Charlie, me too much. You get me? Yes, because I think it's just a man-to-man thing. I'm now nurturing my baby girl.
Okay.
So we'll see. I mean, with regards to, the man and then the daughter and then the man and then the son. But a man-to-man thing, although when the sons are growing up too as well, I mean, they look up to the fathers, they see what the father is doing and all that. They feel like you're already inbuilt as a man. So you want to show off. You want to show that I'm here, Bema. You get me? So if a man can actually even tell you that, oh, Charlie, I'm really proud of you, it would just boost you up. You get it?
Yeah.
It would just boost you up because as a man, you know what you're feeling. And even the sons, when they go to school and they go to other places, they meet different people.
Yes.
And they get to interact with different people. In their spaces, you don't know what is going on there. Yeah. So if maybe the child is finding it very difficult to understand certain things, or subjects or certain things like that, and then later on the child passes, gets an A+, and you tell the son that I am proud of you, he will be like, okay, Papa Wekrampo, he didn't know what I went through. Maybe when they were sleeping, I had to hide and go and look inside the book. At the time that my dad thought I was sleeping. So he would literally feel like, oh yeah. I mean,
yes, it gives him that confidence.
Yeah, that's self-confidence.
Now, JKD, what I want to ask you as well is, in your fatherhood journey, I'm pretty sure it was the beginning when the child came and everything, but was there a moment where you looked at your child and realized that I have to be a different person, or I have to improve on this, or I have to be a better father? Was there any moment like that so far for you in the past 5 months?
I think for me, it would be too early. I think in my space of 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years to 5 years, probably I'll get it. But I loved my mom so dearly. I mean, there's this whole connection with moms and sons and everything. Yeah. And I remember very well, just I think 2 or 3 months to her passing, we had a beautiful conversation. And what she actually told me was, forgive your dad. That's the first thing she said. Forgive your dad, but please try not to do the mistakes of your dad. That's what she told me. So me, when I got my baby girl in my hands, I remember very well, all that was ringing in my head was, my dad, although wasn't there, I do not fault him. But what are some of the things that probably maybe I so don't want to find myself doing?
Okay.
And one of them was being present. You get it?
Yes.
So me, in my head, right now as we're speaking, I have a huge task. Just as my senior brother was talking about, that the coat of many colors, I need to actually play it very well. Like I'm an actor in this whole scene. I need to know where I come in as a father to my daughter, and being at home to her as a father, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, BBLly. You get it? Yes. And I'm working towards that.
Okay.
And also, outside the box, where I get to fulfill my manly duties as going to look for money, going to look for what the family will eat, and also pushing myself out there career-wise and everything. And in between time too as well, because you might be here, you never know. They might call you, oh, your son or your daughter has been rushed here, done this, done that. You need to leave everything and find a way and attend to them. PTA meetings, all these things. So it's just about knowing how to even schedule yourself. You get me? So for me, it's a daunting task, but I do know that so far as you've been made a father, it's like by default you have to maneuver your way.
Stephen,
yeah,
you are the OG father amongst amongst all of us. What are your thoughts on the same thing I asked him?
Okay, personally, with the condition of my boy, I there are times I remember some years back, and he was so aggressive
Okay.
because I was very soft with him. I was just thinking about his condition and other things. So I would just try. I was pampering him, and I realized that it wasn't helping. And I was just treating him as a normal child. I just take the emotional aspect aside, and I was just dealing with him like just like any normal child. And God being so good, it worked like magic.
Okay.
It worked like magic. So sometime, looking at the situation or the direction of where the child is going, you can sometimes be hard and sometimes be
Be
soft.
soft. Okay.
And sometimes, let's say, you just have to let the child also know and understand at the moment that this is the decision you are taking based on this. Sometimes, if you do it blindly without them knowing, they think that, maybe you are being wicked.
Weak. Yeah.
Why has my dad changed?
So you are
all of
saying
a
that
sudden?
even when there is some form of punishment or some form of scolding, an explanation should follow to the
Yes.
child.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
With him, he uses the laptop a lot.
Okay.
And when I realized that he trying to recite everything that he sees on the machine, I just shut it down and I'll just tell him that, look, you are going wayward. So from these days to these days, there's
No
no
laptop.
laptop for you.
Okay. 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 That's very interesting. So basically, what I'm understanding from what you are saying is that there is that balance
Yeah.
when it comes to discipline.
Yeah.
But always the balance should also follow with an explanation.
Explanation.
So that the child doesn't, because children like to attach labels to things. You may be yelling at a child because you want to set them straight or put them on a good path. And in their mind, my father doesn't like me.
Yeah.
That's why he's doing this thing. But I think I love the explanation angle, talking to our children and all of that. It makes a lot of sense.
Fatherhood is just a divine calling.
It is.
Yeah.
It's just a divine
It is.
calling. I mean, because you would never know when to switch, how to switch. You just have to find out how to do
How
it.
to do it.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things, one of the most powerful things I've heard about fatherhood is that, besides the fact that it's the toughest job in the world, is that you learn on the job.
Yeah, you learn on the job.
You learn on the job. Even if you have more than one child, no two children are the same. So you may think you have experience with child one, but
Child two is
will
different.
come and they are totally different.
That's true.
And it makes sense. Now, my last two questions I'm going to ask are rapid fire questions. I need you to respond as quickly as possible, and don't make it too long. Just make it something manageable. I'll start from JKD. If your child were describing you as a father 20 years from now, what would you hope they say about you 20 years from now?
Maybe 10 words. Daddy was there when no one else was.
Daddy was there when no one else was. Okay. Stephen, what about you?
It's a bit tricky
Okay.
because sometimes, no matter what you do for your child may grow up and have a different mindset about you.
But what is your hope?
My hope is that, if you just appreciate what I have done. So let's say, my dad was there for me. Yeah.
My dad
was there for me. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Final question before we sign out here. With everything that we've spoken about, what does being a present father mean to you, Stephen? present father? What does it mean to you?
I don't really understand it. What does being a present father
Yes.
mean to me?
To you. When we say present father.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, it means being available when you are needed.
Being available when you are needed.
Yeah.
Okay. So reliability.
Yes.
Okay. JKG.
I think I'm a scripture person, so I mean with what Ephesians 6:4 says that Father, do not provoke your child, but train the child by discipline through the ways of the Lord. I think being a present father is making sure, because we all have a purpose in life. And so if God has given you the child, you have a purpose. God has a purpose also for the child.
Yeah.
So you would have to also, whilst you are looking out for your purpose in God, you would also have to find out from God how best you can also help the child to achieve his or her purpose. So that's what present means for me.
Awesome. I think that this has been a very, very insightful conversation. And we should be having conversations like this often.
I think every single week.
Yeah.
We should be, because men should sit around.
We should just have shouts going out to the likes of Kobiche too as well. I think Wopeka should get Kobiche.
You get Kobiche
Yes.
on here.
And let's have this open.
Producer, I hope you are listening.
He on social media has already opened the
up
space for the
Yeah.
conversation
Yeah.
with men and boys and their lives mattering and all that. And I think it's a laudable thing that he's doing right now. It's not because he's my friend. It's because when you are in it, you understand where he's coming from and what he wants to put out. So because if we were to open it up for all of us to all have a conversation, maybe Wopeka can just, decide to bring all of us together again
and share
and
the
then
most valuable insights.
let's just pour our hearts out.
Yeah.
Sometimes no filter. Because some people need to understand where we are coming from and what we're going through too.
Exactly.
Because society has termed it bemensu, but inside.
So, folks, I believe that from today's conversation, one of the things we are taking away is that the children, they may not remember every gift we've bought. They may not remember every bill that has been paid. They may not remember all of the sacrifice. But what they will remember is how we made them feel and how we made them feel like they were listened to and they were loved. On behalf of the team, happy Father's Day to every father and every father figure out there who is watching this show right now or listening to us on any of the platforms. What I want to say to you is that keep showing up, keep learning, keep growing. We understand and we are in it, and we know that it's a very difficult journey, but we have a community like we've discussed today, and you get better on the job from time to time. I'm Mr. Dei, and thank you for joining us on Wopeka Talks, and maybe they'll bring me as a host another time. Thank you so much for joining us.
Your journey never stops. A new adventure awaits you just a few clicks away. A road trip or vacation, a time to connect with those we care about. We take on the hassle so you don't have to. We are here to give you the freedom to go places. Wopeka. Rent a car in a few clicks.